Okay, we'll continue the previous class. Is all of you able to see the PPT?
Ma'am.
Okay. Okay. We completed up to the topic of class as types. Classes as the types. These are the two methods, type and DAR, to know the different variables and methods available in the class, and also to find the name of the class based on the object. Okay. Next we'll go for the constructor method. Okay, constructor is a method, that is, this is similar to the normal methods. This is also a method. Okay, but this method is executed and invoked at the time of creating the object. Okay, that is, whenever you are creating the object for a class, okay, then this method is automatically invoked and executed. Okay, we need not to externally specify the method to execute. Okay, generally, say for example, if there is a method like a party, there is a function party, def party self. Okay, this function, if you want to execute this function, we need to call that. That is, an is the object of the class and party. So you are calling the function party function with the help of object an. Okay. So, but the constructor method is need not to be called, and it will be called itself whenever you are creating the object. Okay, by default and automatically it will invoke at the time of creating the object. Okay, that type of a function or that type of a method is called as the constructor. Okay, the constructor is a method which is invoked at the time of creating the object, and this method is need not be invoked. Okay, need not be invoked with the externally. Okay, it will be executed automatically whenever the object is created. Okay, the purpose of this constructor method is, the name itself, it specifies that construct. That is, if we want to construct an object with the initial values of the object, okay, then we can use the constructor method. That is, at the time of creating the object, if you want to initialize your variables of the class, then we can use the constructor method. Okay, this is especially for to initialize the variables of the class at the time of creating the object. Okay, so that we will call this method as a constructor method. Okay, so I will see how to create this constructor method and how it will be executed. Okay, so first we will start with the class name. Okay, and here one variable is created, that is, one data member of the class is created as x equals to 0. Okay, and next this is the constructor method. Okay, constructor method is also has the def keyword, because to create the any function in the Python we require the def keyword. Okay, and the constructor has a special name. Okay, the name is having a two underscore symbols initially, and the function name of the constructor is init. Okay, so this is the name which is given for the constructor method. So whatever the function which is given with the name of init, that function is called as the constructor. Okay, so we don't give this name to the any other method. Any other method of the class, it doesn't contain the name init. Okay, there is only one method which contains the init, is constructor. Okay, again two underscore symbols. First two underscores init, again two underscore symbols, and self keyword. Okay, self is to access the variables and functions of the current object. Okay, colon, and here we can write the required statements. Okay, so whatever the function which is defined with the name init is called as the constructor. Okay, first two underscore symbols init, again two underscore symbols. Okay, there is no spaces. Okay, immediately first underscore symbol, then next underscore symbol, immediately init, then two underscore symbols. There is no spaces in this. Okay, don't give any space here. Next, within that function, you can write any statements, whatever you want to execute at the time of creating the object. Okay. So if you want to change, if you want to assign the values to the variables, or if you want to print some messages, or if you want to change the any values of the variables, okay, those all we can do in the this constructor function. Okay, this will be executed at the time of creating the object. Okay, so the output of this function is also we can see whenever the object is created, this method is executed and we can see the output. Okay, the next function is party function. This is also has a one parameter is self, and here we are accessing the x value here. Self dot x equals to self dot x plus 1. This we are incrementing the x value by 1. So already the x value is 0. So 0 plus 1. Okay, it gets a value as 1. So next print the x value. Okay, so for self dot x, it prints the x variable value. Okay, this is our class definition. Okay, this is the class creation is over. Now we need to create the object for the class to use this particular class. Okay, so Ann is the object equals to party animal. Party animal is the class name. Ann is the object. Okay, whenever you create this object, whenever this line is executed, sorry. Okay, whenever this line is executed, okay, then it by default calls the constructor method and executes this statement. The print statement will be executed and you will get the output as I am constructed. Okay, so whenever you create the object for the class, at that time it just go into the constructor method and executes it and displays the output of the constructor. Then we are calling 2 times the party function. Okay, whenever you call for the first time, the 0 plus 1, so 1, and next whenever you call for the second time, okay, already x is an 1, so 1 plus 1, 2. You'll get the 1 and 2. Okay, so this is the method which is invoked by constructor. Okay. Okay, this x equals to 0 we can include in the constructor also. Just we can create a variable and we can assign the value to the variable in the constructor also. We can do that. Okay. So you just need to remember is constructor is a normal method and this is executed at the time of creating the object, and this is used to assign the values to the variables of a class, or we can call it as initialize the variables of the class at the time of creating the object. And fourth point is constructor is created with the name of init. Okay, okay, which has the 2 underscore symbols, then init, then again and 2 underscore symbols. Okay, and this function is executed automatically whenever the object is created. So whenever you ask the question like write about the constructors, you need to write these all 5 points. Okay, then write the example program for the constructors. Okay, okay, this is one of the important question that you may get in the this 4th unit object oriented programming lo constructors gurinchi question vastundi. Okay, then you need to write the points related to the constructors, then write the program and show the output. Okay, so whenever you are giving any example program, okay, give the output of that program also. Okay, then only it gives that okay your program is correct. Okay, సో కింద అవుట్పుట్ కూడా రాయండి. మీరు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చినా అదర్వైజ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ క్వశ్చన్ రాస్తున్నా వాటికి ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ తర్వాత అవుట్పుట్ కూడా మెన్షన్ చేయండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ విల్ గో ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్, destructor. Okay, this is another method, destructor. Okay, this method is similar to the constructor method. Okay, but this method is executed at the time of destroying the object. Okay, destruct the object. Okay, here it's not mean that this method will destroy the object. Okay, this method is executed at the time of destructing the object. Okay, whenever the system is destroying the object, that is whenever the system is deleting the variable from the memory. Okay, then this destructor method will be executed. Okay, just before deleting the object, okay, this destructor method will be executed. As in the same way in the constructor also, constructor method, it doesn't create object. Okay, object will be created by the interpreter of the Python. But whenever the object is created, okay, then it executes the constructor. Okay, at that time, whatever the things you want to do, okay, sometimes we need to do some code is to be executed at the time of creating the object, and sometimes we need to execute some code at the time of deleting the object. Okay, for that we can use this constructor and destructor methods to write the required code to be executed at that particular time. Okay. Okay, this destructor method is generally used whenever you want to release the memory space of any of your variables in the class. Okay, something like say for example, I have created another class object in my class. Okay, and I want to remove the space allotted for that class variable, that object in my code. Okay, whenever this class object will be destroyed, then I can release the memory space for that. Okay. So pointers కానీ reference objects కానీ ఉంటే, so for that we can release the memory space in the destructor. That is before destroying the current class object, then we can destroy the remaining objects that are in the class. Okay. So this is a destructor which destructs the object. Okay. And this method is executed whenever the object is removed from the memory, or whenever the object is released from the memory. Okay. So here the example, class party animal x equals to 0, and this is the init. Init is the constructor. Okay, there is a print method, print message is given as I am constructed, and this is the party function incrementing the x variable and display the x variable. Then del function, del. Okay, this function is for the destructor. So destructor function is created with the keyword as del. Okay, def 2 underscore symbols, del again 2 underscore symbols, and within the brackets we have a one default parameter is self. Okay, for each and every function, for each and every method in the class, we should have a one default parameter as self. And here you can write your required lines of the code. Okay, this is a syntax for destructor. Def 2 underscore symbols, del 2 underscore symbols, self, colon, you can write your number of lines. Okay. Okay, we'll see how this will be executed. Okay, first we are creating the object an equals to party animal. This object is created. So whenever the object is created, it has to call the constructor. So it go to the constructor and executes the constructor, and you'll get the output as I am constructed. Okay. Next, here the party function is invoked. So it calls the party function and executes it, and you'll get the output. Again the party function is again called. So it calls again the party function and executes it. Okay, next here you can observe an equals to 42. Here an variable is assigned with the 42, and then display the an variable. Okay. Can you guess when at what statement it executes the destructor? an అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉంది. ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్కి ఇక్కడ డిస్ట్రక్టర్ ఎక్కడ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది, గెస్ చేయగలరా? when it is tell me. Tell me. After
42.
After 42. కొంచెం దగ్గరకు వచ్చారు కదా. ఆఫ్టర్ 42 కాదు, ఎట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టేట్మెంట్
43 మ్యామ్.
ప్రింట్ యాన్ కంటైన్స్ యాన్ ప్రింట్ అయ్యే ముందు ప్రింట్ అయ్యింది మ్యామ్.
కాదు నో. ఒక్కసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. అప్ టు దిస్ పాయింట్ ద యాన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్. Okay, up to the second time the party function is invoked, up to that particular time the an object is available. What happens when it executes this statement? What happens when the statement is executed an equals to
Class
42?
is destroyed.
Destructs the object.
Yes, the object is destroyed here. That is, whenever you created the one variable with the one value, say for example, a equals to initially assigned with the 10, and after some lines of a code, if you are use the same variable and you are assigning a different type of a value, like 12.5, what happens here is, first it deletes the existing variable a. Okay, it deletes the existing variable a from the memory. Then it creates a new variable as the a and assigns the value as 12.5 because the data type is changed. If the type is not changed, it doesn't delete the variable. Here the first a is assigned with the int. Okay, and now here assigning with the 12.5, that is a float value. The type is changed. So it has to change the memory also. So the first variable is deleted and releases the memory, and then it creates a new variable with the new memory location and with the new data type and assigns the value. Okay. So in the Python, it's a dynamic typing and it is do with the dynamic allocation and dynamic deallocation also. Python will do the dynamic allocation and dynamic memory releasing or memory free. Okay, so that whenever you change the value in the AND variable, okay, at this statement, okay, whenever you are specified the statement, at this statement it just deletes the existing object and creates a new variable as the int data type and assigns the value 42. Okay, so whenever the object is deleted, then it executes this del function. That is, at this line it executes the del function destructor and displays the function output as I am destructed and self.x. That is, before destroying the object, okay, it shows the self.x value. So x is already incremented further 2 times. So one is with the party function, my first time call just it increments to 1, and for second time party function is called, it increments to 2. So by the destroying of the object, the x variable value is 2. So it prints the value 2 and destroys the object. Okay. So this is in the case of a Python, because it's a dynamic creation of the variables. Okay, so that whenever you change the variable value from one data type to another data type, okay, then it removes the variable of the previous data type and creates a new variable with a new memory location and assigns the value. Okay. So this is the deletion. That is, this is a manual delete. Manually you are destroying the object. Okay, otherwise the object will not be destroyed. Okay, అంటే ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఇక్కడ scope limitations లేవు. So అంటే scope limitation is nothing but within the function we have a scope, but outside the function whatever the code you are writing, okay, for that you don't have any particular scope. So whenever the variable is to be deleted, it has to be end with the scope. So variable automatically delete అవ్వాలి అంటే దాని scope end అవ్వాలి. బట్ పైథాన్లో స్కోప్ ఎండ్ అవ్వడం అనేది ఇక్కడ మీకు అవుట్ సైడ్ ద ఫంక్షన్స్ జరగదు. So that it's given the example as like this. Okay, that is, you are changing the data type, automatically it deletes the previous variable so that it executes the destructor. Okay, so is it clear with the destructor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and constructor, are you able to understand with the constructor? Okay, and you just remember these two keywords, init is for constructor and del is for destructor. Okay,
ఒకసారి డిస్ట్రక్టర్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ చూచరమా?
okay, okay, this is, so I am constructed, this is the constructor message. Okay, so far one is for the party function first time invoke, and for the second time party function when it is invoked 2, and I am destructed, the x variable value is the 2. So and then x is assigned the an is assigned with the 42, so that whenever you print the an variable again, then you will get the 42. Okay, because it is destructed and assigned with the new data type of a value. Okay. So this is the output of execution of that particular program, and we'll see one more example of this, constructors and destructors. Write a program. Example of a constructors and destructors and code to demonstrate the constructors and destructor. You need to show a example to give the execution of constructor and destructor. Now I'll create a class. Creating a class as a point. Okay. X equals to 0. I am creating a two variables, y equals to 0 and def. Okay. Constructor init, two underscore symbols, self. Here I want to display the initial values of the my x and y. Initial values x equals to comma y equals to the y value. Okay, I want to show these two values. Next def. Okay, we'll write a one small method. Change self. So here I want to increase the sorry, here it is self. Self dot x equals to dot x plus 5 equals to self dot y plus 5. I will write the destructor def, two underscore symbols, del, two underscore symbols, self colon. Now while destructing the object, again we will see the values of the x and y. Present values of x, comma x variable, y equals to y variable. Dot x, self dot y. The destructor is over. Okay, now we'll write the we'll create an object for this. P equals to point object is created. Now call the function p dot change function. Again we will call the again one more time p dot change function. So two times it executes the change function, and now we will change the value in the p equals to 23 in the p variable. Now it displays the p variable value. Here also we'll write the print statement. Okay, now I will execute it. Okay, initial values are 0 and 0 and values of x and y is 5 and 5 after the first change function. And for the second change function, x is 10, y is 10, and present values of x is 10 and y is 10, and then it is destructed. So after destruction, the p value is the 23. Okay, so this is the output for our program. Okay, the same program, just we change the class name and change the variables. Okay, so class name variables changes some. Okay, is it clear?
Yes,
Cases.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Next, we'll go for the next continuation topic. Multiple instances. Okay, here the multiple instances is nothing but up to now we have seen by creating only one object for the class. Okay, but whenever we are required to create the multiple objects for the classes. Okay, then how can we create the multiple objects and how we can access the variables and functions of the class? That is the data members and methods of the class. Okay. So multiple instances is nothing but creating the multiple objects for the class. Okay. So class creation is same. Okay, class creation is as it is. Whatever the variables and whatever the functions you want to write, you can write all that in the class. And after the class is created, okay, then you can create your required objects. Okay, S is the one object and J is the another object. Okay, we want to create the two objects as one is the S and one is the J. Okay, whenever the two objects are created, okay, you'll get the two blocks of memory space for the two objects. That is, S is the one object, we have a one block of a memory space for the S, and J is the another object, it has the one block of a memory space for the J. Okay, that is two copies of a party animal class are created. Okay, one copy is for S variable and one copy is for J variable. So here also you have the X variable and here also you have the name variable, and here also you have the constructor init, and here also you have the party function. So the same as in the J also you have the same one copy of X variable and one copy of name variable, and you have the one copy of constructor init, and you have one copy of a party function. So the complete class is created as two copies. Okay, one copy for the S object and one copy for the J object. Okay, if you are assigning the values, then those will be assigned to that particular copy only. So if you are saying that S dot X, that is you are accessing the S copy of the X variable. Okay, J dot X, that is you are accessing the J copy X variable. Okay, so both are the different. Okay, even you have the class is only one, but you have two copies of the class. Okay, the copies are two objects. Okay, so here we have a one more thing is assigned, one more difference is there in this program. Okay, here we have created a constructor with the argument. Okay, we can also call it as this as parameterized constructors or argument based constructors. Okay, we can call them as parameterized constructors. Okay, parameterized constructors is nothing but, okay, by default we have the only one parameter for the constructor is self. Okay, but apart from the self, if you are giving any other variables to the constructor, then that is called as the parameterized constructor. Okay, parameterized constructor, that is with the constructor we can send some values to the class and we can assign those values to the required variables. Okay, so the constructor is here the init, and there is a one default parameter is self and another parameter given as NAM. So here using this constructor, I want to assign a name to the name variable, okay, which is passed from the outside the class. Okay, from the outside of the class, I want to send some name to the class, and that is to be assigned to the name variable of the class. Okay, so this is we are doing at the time of creating the object itself. Okay, while creating the object, we want to send some name, and that is to be assigned to the our variable. Okay, so this NAM variable value is assigned to the name variable of the class. Self.name equals to NAM. This name variable value is assigned to the name variable of the class. Then if you want to display, you can display that name variable value. Okay, and party function, sorry. Here we are increasing the x variable and display the x variable value. Okay, and also display the name self.name, party count self.x. Okay, so this is the class creation, and after the creating a class, we are creating objects. Okay, one object is S object, party animal is the class name. Here whenever you create the object, it calls the constructor. Okay, so that we know, whenever you create the object, it calls the constructor. But our constructor has a parameter is a name. Okay, this at present in the class, we have a constructor with a parameter is name, NAM. Okay, for this parameter, we have to send the value. Okay, whenever you have the parameter, for the parameter, we need to send the value. So for that, we are giving a value here like this, within the single quotes, Sally. Okay, this Sally word is assigned to the NAM variable, and that is assigned to the name variable of the class. Okay, so whenever you create the S object, it calls the constructor, and Sally is assigned to the name variable NAM, and which is assigned to the name variable. Okay, so in this copy, you have a name as Sally. Okay, in this copy, you have a name as like this. And whenever it goes to the next line, it creates an object J, and again it calls a constructor. Okay, and for this constructor, it sends a name as JIM. So J calls the constructor of its copy. It calls a constructor of J copy. Okay, within the J copy, we have a constructor that is invoked. Okay, so whenever you pass the JIM as a parameter for the name, okay, then it assigns the name of the J copy as JIM. Name of the J copy as JIM. So S copy name is Sally and J copy name is JIM. Okay, so now whenever you call the S dot party, then it increases the S dot X variable to the 1. Whenever you call the J dot party, then it increases the J dot X variable to the 1. Again we are calling the S dot party, then it increases the S variable X value to the 2. Okay. So whenever you call the particular variable or particular function of a particular object, then only it executes that particular copy variables and that copy variables functions. Okay. So you have S dot X value is the 2, J dot X value is the 1. And name of the S object is Sally, name of the J object is JIM. Okay. So whenever you see the output, first the two constructors output we will get as the output. Okay, Sally is constructed. One second. Sorry, this you didn't get here. So first it gives us the Sally is constructed and next is Jim is constructed. Then you will get the Sally count as the 1. Okay. Then you will get the Jim count as the 1. Then Sally count as 2. Okay. First you will get these two constructor messages first. Then you will get these 3 messages. Okay, this 3. Okay, first we will get both the constructors messages, because the first we are creating the object, so first it gets the constructor messages, then we will get the party count values. Okay. So this is the concept for multiple instances, and at the same time here we are using a parameterized constructors. Okay, parameterized constructor is nothing but the constructor which is created with the parameters other than the self argument. Other than the self argument, if you are giving any other parameters to the constructor, then that is called as the parameterized constructor. And this constructor is used to assign the values to the class variables from outside the class. From outside the class. Okay. So I'll see an example for this. I'm just making a save as of this. Okay. So I'll be assigning some values here. x1, y1. The x1, y1 and two variables pettanu. So here I want to assign the self dot x equals to x1. Okay, I am sending some value to the constructor and that is assigned to the x variable, and self dot y equals to y1. Okay, which assigns the y1 value to the y, x1 value to the x. Okay, now change function is same. Delete function, okay, it's also same. Now I want to create the objects as p dot point, p equals to point. I want to create one more object, p1 equals to point. And here we have a constructors with the parameters, parameterized constructors. So we need to send the two values, x1 value, x2 value. So 2, 3. And for this I want to send the 20, 30. Okay. For the first point the value is 2 and 3. Second point the values are 20 and 30. Okay. Now we'll see how it will be executed. Okay, you can see the output. First you are getting a two initial values. Okay, initial values of first object is x equal to 2 and y equals to 3. Second object initial values 20 and 30. And values of, sorry, p1 object call cheyaledu kada nenu. p1 dot change. Okay, so initial values is 2 and 3 for the p and 20 and 30 for the p1. Next p dot change. Okay, it changes the p variables, that is p objects x and y. So x is 2, 2 plus 5 7, 3 plus 5 8. Now it's a p1 object. The second one is p1 dot change. So p1 dot change is nothing but p1 object x and y is changed. X is 20, 20 plus 5 25, 30, 30 plus 5 35. Okay, present values of p, that is it gives the values of the p object. P object present values is 7 and 8. Okay. Okay. So like this we can create the multiple instances to the class, and also we can send the parameters to the our constructors. Okay, as the same way here also, like change function, so for the change function also we can send the parameters. Okay, here you need to know one difference. Okay, that difference is constructor can have the parameters but destructor cannot have the parameters. Okay, constructors can be created with the parameters. Parameterized constructors we can have, but we don't have parameterized destructors. We cannot send any values to the at the time of destructing the object. Okay, why? Because you cannot see when the object is destructing. Okay, that is whenever you change the value, at that time it automatically destructs the object. But we cannot have any statement or any line which can take the values or which can do something. so that for the destructor we don't have any parameters. We cannot send any value to the destructor. Okay, only there is a self object. Okay, self variable is there. Using that you can access the variables of the class, but we cannot do any sending of a values to the destructor. Okay, and there is a one more we get in the next class, next topics. Okay, we can have the more than one constructors in the class, but we cannot have more than one destructors in the class. Okay, because the object can be constructed for more than once. That is what
మెథడ్ కి పారామీటర్స్ చేయొచ్చా మ్యామ్?
methods parameters చేయొచ్చు. Okay, because method can be called. Okay, method has the calling statement, so that for the methods you can pass the values. xx ఇలా పెట్టేసుకొని మీరు పాస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు values. So methods can have the parameters, but only to the destructor we cannot have any parameter. Okay, because it cannot send any values, it cannot have any statement to call the destructors. So we cannot have parameters to the destructors. So this point you need to remember. We can give the parameters to the constructor, but we cannot give the parameters to the destructor. Okay, sometimes you may be asked the question like differences between the constructors and destructors. Then you need to write all the differences between the constructors and destructors, including the name difference. Okay, constructor has the name with the init and destructor has the name with the del. Constructor is invoked at the time of creating the object, destructor is invoked at the time of destroying the object. Constructor is automatically called and it initializes the values, and destructor is called automatically and it will destroys the variables of the class. Constructor can have parameters, but destructor cannot have any parameters. A class can have more than one constructors, but a class cannot have more than one destructor. Okay, a class can have more than one constructor, but a class cannot have more than one destructor. Okay, these points you need to remember to give the differences between the constructors and destructors. And as a final difference, you need to show the function example for the constructor and function example for the destructor. Okay. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So this is one of the important question in this. Okay, must remember. And after the class, you just note down these all things. Okay, don't leave by listening the class. Okay, why? Because I am not giving a notes is there is a very less time to complete the syllabus. So meeku 28th varake time undi. So inka around 1 week time undi manaki. So that I am not giving a notes. Okay, you just remember that concept and also prepare the notes. సో ఎవరికి వాళ్ళు ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మీరు క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దాంట్లో ఉన్న ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ మీరు రన్నింగ్ నోట్స్ రాసుకోగలిగితే ఓకే. సో రన్నింగ్ నోట్స్ రాయలేని వాళ్ళు క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత పాయింట్స్ అన్ని వన్స్ అగైన్ నోట్ డౌన్. ఓకే, సో డోంట్ నెగ్లెక్ట్ ఇట్ అండ్ డోంట్ గో ఫర్ లైక్ వి విల్ సీ ఎట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జామ్. ఓకే, సో మీరు ఎప్పటికప్పుడు నోట్ చేసేస్తూ ఉండండి పాయింట్స్. Okay, we are also sharing the PDFs, PPTs and others. Okay, apart from that, whenever you are listening a class, whatever the things you have listened, if you are writing them, okay, it's very benefited than that of the reading after. Okay, next. Time up అయిపోయింది అప్పుడే 11:50. Okay. Okay, just we will see these keywords. Okay, so there are the 3 keywords which are used to specify the data encapsulation. Okay, this is what we'll call it as data hiding. Okay, that is whenever you want to hide the data from the outside of the class, okay, then we can use these 3. Okay, that is public, protected, private. Okay, public is nothing but the variable can be accessed at anywhere within the class and outside the class also. Okay, and protected is the variable of a protected is only accessible within the child classes, or we can call it as inheritance hierarchy. Okay, so inheritance hierarchy is, say for example, I have a one base class and I have some child class. Okay, the base class variable is only accessible within the child class. Okay, then we can give the variable as the protected variable. And private variable is, it cannot be accessed other than the class. The private variable is only accessible within the class. It's not accessible outside the class. Okay. To specify these three, public, protected and private, okay, will be create the variables like this. Without any underscore symbols, the variable is public. With one underscore symbol, that is before the variable name, if there is only one underscore symbol, it is a protected variable. If we have two underscore symbols to the before the variable, it is a private variable. Okay, so you just note down this concept. By the next class, you just note down this topic. Okay, and we'll see the example in the next class. Okay, data encapsulation is nothing but data hiding, and for that data hiding specification, we'll use the three notations. Okay, those are called as the public, protected and private. Public variable can be accessible at anywhere within the program, and protected is only accessible within the child classes. Private is accessible only within the class. Okay. Okay, now you can leave from the class.
Ma'am,
చెప్పండి.
మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ లో కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ డిస్ట్రక్టర్ యూస్ చేయకుండా మల్టిపుల్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చా మ్యామ్?
చేయొచ్చు. మల్టిపుల్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసేసి ఓన్లీ ఆ చేంజ్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ ఏదో ఒకటి పెట్టేసుకొని దాంతో యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే.